People diagnosed late with Aspergers, how did you react to the news? Getting diagnosed with Aspergers at 29 was like someone handed me the instruction manual to my brain after years of fumbling in the dark. I, 31F now, always knew I was different. Growing up, I'd spend hours memorizing train schedules or organizing my books by color and publication date, but I'd struggle to keep up with conversations at school. Kids called me weird because I'd ramble about my obsessions or freeze up at loud parties. I thought I was just broken, like I'd missed some memo on how to be normal. My parents didn't know what to do with me either. They'd say, just try harder to fit in, which only made me feel more alone. The diagnosis came after a rough patch in my late 20s. I'd just lost my job as a graphic designer because I couldn't handle the open plan office. Too much noise, too many unwritten social rules. My therapist suggested an autism evaluation, and I laughed it off at first. Autism? Me? I wasn't like the stereotypes I'd seen in movies. But I was desperate, so I went through with it. When the psychologist walked me through the results, showing how my sensory issues, intense interests, and social struggles lined up with Asperger's, I felt this weird mix of relief and grief. Relief because I finally had a name for why I'd always felt out of sync. Grief because I realized how much of my life had been spent masking, trying to pass as someone I wasn't. The most surprising part was how it reframed my past. I'd always blamed myself for not getting people, for missing jokes, for offending coworkers without meaning to, for needing routines to feel safe. Suddenly, I saw those moments not as failures but as my brain working differently. It was validating, but it also hurt to think about all the years I'd spent hating myself for something I couldn't control. I cried for days after the diagnosis, not because I was sad about being autistic, but because I wished I'd known sooner. Maybe I wouldn't have felt so alone as a kid. Maybe I wouldn't have spent my 20s chasing friendships that always fell apart. Adjusting to the diagnosis wasn't easy. I told my older sister, hoping she'd understand, but she brushed it off, saying, "You're still you, why does a label matter?" That stung. She didn't get that the label was the key to understanding why I'd struggled so much. My best friend, though, was amazing. She researched Asperger's with me, asked about my sensory triggers, and even started dimming the lights when I came over. I started small changes, noise-cancelling headphones for crowded places, scripting conversations for work meetings, giving myself permission to skip social events when I'm overwhelmed. It's like I'm learning to be kind to myself for the first time. Update, 18 months later, I'm still navigating what this diagnosis means, but I'm in a much better place. I found a remote job as a freelance illustrator, which lets me work from my quiet apartment and lean into my love for detailed, intricate designs. I've also connected with an online autistic community, and it's wild to talk to people who get it, people who don't think it's weird that I flap my hands when I'm excited or need to plan my day to the minute. I'm starting to see my Asperger's not as a flaw but as a different way of experiencing the world. Last month, I gave a talk at a local art meetup about how my attention to detail shapes my work, and I mentioned my diagnosis for the first time publicly. Someone came up afterward and said they're getting evaluated because of what I shared. That felt huge. I'm not fixed or normal now, and I don't want to be. I'm just me, and I'm finally okay with that.